Morning, guys. So, trip out on this. So, I'm on my way to a dealership to pick up my mom's car, right? She needed a repair for her AC unit, dropped it off, right? Well, they gave me a loaner vehicle, right? Trip out on this. Window sticker and everything, right? So, I'm currently driving a 2024 Chevy Colorado 4-door cab, 4-wheel drive. Basically, this is the model before you get to the most expensive model, which is the Colorado Bison, right? I think the Bison runs about 68 grand, right? So you would think that, the Bison, well, yeah, it's 68 grand, and it also gives you more off-road capability kind of shit, right? Well, this model right here has 4-wheel drive capable, has all the bells and whistles, all that good jazz going on, but trip out on this. So if the highest model's price coming in at about 68 grand, right? What do you think this is running, right? Window sticker right there says 41K. After markup and additional shit, comes out to about 51,140,000, right? So I'm assuming after taxes and license, you're spending about 57K, right? Might as well just call it 60 and just say 60, right? Here's the problem. This fucking thing is inline 4-cylinder, 2.7 liter turbocharged engine, right? For a $60,000 truck. So here's my thing, right? I'm gonna put the phone down and watch this shit. And if you can't tell already, it's fucking bouncing, dude. Like, you feel every fucking thing on the road, right? I'm sorry. 60 grand for a fucking truck where you feel every fucking bump? And no, that's not me shaking the phone. That's the fucking suspension of the truck. So, nah. So you're going to sit there and tell me $60K for a brand new truck. I feel everything on the fucking road. It has no balls as far as I'm concerned. I can't justify 60 grand for a fucking 4-banger. Sure, it has a sunroof. Sure, it has fucking automated fucking lane departure and all the safety warning lights, the blind spot monitoring. It has auto fucking lights, auto brights and shit. And that was a cool feature this morning, actually, driving at 5 in the morning. It literally senses like you're on a dark ass fucking road. Granted, I live in the high desert. Light is kind of at a minimum. It's not like a well-lit metropolis, right? Well, anyways, so it has the auto brights where, if it senses somebody, further down the road coming in, oncoming, the brights will actually automatically turn off. So that's kind of a cool feature, So features and all that and these new cars and vehicles are great, but the mechanical part of what your car's supposed to do, in this case, I know it's not a full-size truck. It was never meant to be a full-size truck. It's supposed to be, it is what it is, a mid-size truck vehicle for mid-size capability. I'm sorry, dude. Four bangers is not cutting it. Oh, yeah. So the thing that I am getting out of this is the advertised EPA on it. So the EPA on it is rated at 20 miles per gallon. I've had this for 150 miles so far, and I'm getting 20.3 miles per gallon. So, I'm achieving that. I've gotten better gas mileage out of it. But yeah, so the gas mileage is what it's expected to do. But are you buying a truck for the fucking gas mileage? Are you buying a truck to do truck shit and to have truck capability, even if it's a mid-size truck, And that's just for all these fucking vehicles coming out these days. You got the Ford Ranger, the Toyota Tacoma, And those things are all in the same, kind of mid-sized category, without going to the Tundra and the Silverado and the fucking F-150 and, the Ram, What are you spending your money for these days, long story short, I don't need $60,000 worth of fucking features to tell me how to drive and to enjoy my vehicle. I get it that all that stuff is there to assist you and to make things an interactive experience. But all that shit, but when you talk about ride quality and what's under the hood and on your suspension and the things that matter that connect you to the road, the driver experience fucking sucks. And that's for all these fucking new vehicles, if I had 60 grand a drop, I'd rather spend 10 on a used full-size truck, straight up. Why spend 60 when you could spend 10? Fuck it, call it 15 and put 5 grand in mods, but not this shit, and I guarantee. So I'm on my way back to pick up the other vehicle, and I guarantee you, they're going to ask me, hey, how'd you like it? Straight up, it's a fucking junk, and they call me every time to, bring in my Impala back and this and that. And so I have a 2020 Impala, 2020, so it's 4 years old. It has 56,000 miles on it. So it's in great shape. I just did the brakes on it, I'm not going to have to worry about a tune-up until I hit about that 80K mark, 90K mark, The transmission service is coming up maybe about at the 75,000 mark, But overall, it's been a great car, and they call me all the time because they know it's a model that will sell, and they want it, they kind of want it on their lot so they can make a sale and stuff. And they ask me all the time, what can we get you in? Nothing. Aside from a fucking Corvette, there's really nothing on your fucking lot that I want. I'd rather spend money on a 2013 on a 2013 CTSV. I'd rather spend $30,000 on a used vehicle and get what I want, versus anything new that you have on your fucking lot, and like I said, that goes for a lot of these companies now. Things that you want out of the lineup just isn't there like it used to be, You have all these fucking little turbocharge this and turbocharge that, like big picture. I get it, dude. You have a new generation of staff members who are coming in working for your company, and they're all about tech and they're all about features, and they're all these millennial employees and shit. Maybe some of them are even fucking tuners, and somehow or another you went to the board and you work in your department and you went to the board with, a concept that say, hey dude, we could drop a turbo in that shit, and you sold that. You sold that to a company that didn't stick to what it was meant to do. If you want to make a 4-cylinder, back 10 years ago, you had Chevy coming out with 2.4 cylinder, just regular naturally aspirated engines that are, and I'll show you where you see them, man. They're in these Chevy Cobalts that people are still driving with 200,000 miles on them. They're in the Chevy Malibus of the 2012 to 2015s, you have those Chevy Malibus that are rocking the 2.4 liter engines, and those are great engines. The Cobalts had 2.2 engines. Those were 2000 to 2005, that are still on the road, great engines, and then you did that shit, but hey, you know what? We could get the same performance from, a 1.4 liter engine and put a turbo on it. And now you as a company had to pay for the recalls, because I know I have one in the mail for my mom's car. Hey, if the turbo goes out, come back and we'll replace it. Great, but you guys should have fucking thought of that shit earlier. Like, this isn't what Chevy does. Chevy doesn't, or General Motors in this case, we don't put turbos and shit. And if we did it with shit like the fucking Buick GNX, or we did it with the fucking Firebird, back in 88, 90, back when the F-body was there. That's what you put a fucking turbo in. That's what you put superchargers in, You know, you put superchargers on your V8s. You know, the 6.2 and the 5.7. You know, traditionally those have had the factory superchargers on them. You know, nobody said this was a good idea, and whoever did, fire their ass. You know, and granted, I know, I get it, and I'm excited about it. The Corvette ZR1, factory twin turbocharged, 1,064 horsepower. It's a fucking monster. Okay, I hope it does well, because I love the Chevy Corvette. I've loved that car ever since, you know, I was a kid, and I hope nothing bad happens to it, because it's going to rip a hole through fucking everything out there. But yeah, you know, and then even the Chevy Trax, the new Chevy Trax 2024. You know, my mom's is a 2017, so hers is a 1.4 4-cylinder. In the 2024 that they're trying to sell you is a 1.3 3-cylinder that only has 148 horsepower to it. Chevy, fam. Toyota has 3 cylinders rocking 300 horsepower out of turbochargers. You know? And that's my fucking point. You guys don't do turbochargers. You guys do healthy, good built engines. Not this turbo shit, because everybody who does a turbo that did it before you did it better, and they're still doing it better. You know what I'm saying? This right here, this ain't it. You know, this just slap a turbo in it in small engine shit. You don't do this. You don't do this, General Motors. Just let other people fucking do it. You know, us Mexicans, we make better tortillas than white people. You know, so that's why we do it. You know, in Japan and imports, there are things are turbos, Toyotas, Hondas, you know, Nissan. Let them fucking do it. Stick to what you're fucking good at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rant over, but anyways, yeah, this truck, I know they're going to ask me, highly non-recommend. Save your money, get something older and something that's used, because I guarantee you, one, you're going to be able to find parts for it, and not only that, but you're going to find parts that make it better. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find the parts that make it better. You know, and it's going to last you a hell of a lot longer than any of this, you know, the shit going on here. And, you know, not only that, but, you know, sensors. All this shit has a sensor. You know what I'm saying? And if the vehicle doesn't break, the sensor will, and it'll make the vehicle think that it's fucking broken. You know? And then it's a sucker's game, because you take it back to your dealership like, oh, you know, this and that and the other. And this is long after your 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty, or 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, you have a sensor out, but they also recommend a cleaning for, you know, this and that, whatever, you know, whatever. And now you're, you know, $500-600 into the hole, and you're like, fuck, man, you know? So you kind of sit there questioning your own judgment, you know? So again, rant over, you know, just watch buying a new car, because there's other good shit out there that is used, that you know, doesn't rely on all the tech. I mean, if the tech is your thing, you know, great, but the tech isn't going to replace that driver experience. You know what I'm saying? It's going to interact with the vehicle a lot more, but that driver experience that you're looking for, everything that matters that connects you to the road, yeah, you could do without all this shit. All right, later, guys.